Hey guys, welcome to Leon's Corner. Um, I wanna first apologize for what happened just a bit ago. It's just that, anyway, today hopefully we'll finish up with the topic on the Child's Play to Chucky, the TV series. And I can't really remember where we left off, but I'll try to give you a recap and then work out the way to the end. The beginning, we see our main character is browsing um, a bunch of things on a yard sale, and he uh, bumps into Chucky. So he decides to buy. We know he had this thing about dolls because he's making a sculpture out of dolls, and his dad's really upset because he's he has gathered a whole bunch of doll pieces that he finds, and is making this weird sculpture with it. And what really cracked the whip there was that him buying Chucky. So I mean, his dad wished that he was more like his cousin, that he focused on something else instead of wasting his time with dolls. So at a dinner when they're discussing uh, things, and uh, I don't know who brought it up, was uncle, or that his cousin was doing good at certain thing. I guess it was a sport. I totally, I completely forget the whole thing, but um somehow the issue of Chuck is brought out, and there's a fight actually, because I think, if I remember correctly, the main character's cousin said that uh, something about him being weird because he's around dolls and they are having uh, their locking horns at that moment. So the dad gets mad at him, and he already told him enough is enough. You should consider doing other stuff. But anyway, later on, of course, his dad uh, meets his end by Chucky's hand, and it's kind of sad how it happened. But anyway, couple episodes more, or I don't know if I did talk about the Halloween special, which I think it was episode 3. You do see you do see uh young Charles Lee Ray before he was Chucky, and you see him. getting candy, and he had an apple with a razor blade, and he starts eating the apple, and you can see his start bleeding, but he didn't care. I mean, he kept on eating the apple anyway. So what he does to a lady, he gives her an apple with a razor blade, and you see exactly the same thing that he went through. She went through. Later on the series, you they run across Andy Berkeley. Yes, that was the big return of of oh, man, what the testing. Am I still on or yeah? What's going on with my sound? Okay, okay. So uh, that was the big return of Alex Vincent after the movie Cult of Chucky, and he kind of knew that what was going on with the shoot. He knew what was going on. He eventually knew that Chucky was there, and he was going to try to pull his stunts like he did before with him. So he contacted the kids and tried to warn them about Chucky. Later on, they do meet up, and if things don't get any worse than that, later on in the same and on season one, you run across Kyle, who was played by Christine L.A. And back then, she reprising her role as Kyle. Uh, both um, um, actually, it's I'm on that word because they do meet them anyway, and there was one episode where Kyle and Nancy they went and they were pretending to be some kind of inspectors of something, and they see that a little girl had a good guy doll, so they both shoot at him, and the parents are like, "What?" They were shocked. Who wouldn't? I mean, you see two guys just going onto a house and shooting a toy, but again, so through that, yeah, we found out that Nika's still around. She is at this time she's Nika's still possessed by Charles Ray, and she's being with on the run with Tiffany. They find a place somewhere, and oh man, things get even worse from the right. But As the story moves on to the second chapter is really weird. Okay, so on the first chapter we see that the on the final, and this is a cliffhanger, if you will. So if you, not a, it is a cliffhanger because it's the end of the season, but it's also uh what's that word, shoot. What's that word I'm trying to say to? Hmm? I mean, it's a spoiler. And what happens is that I know a lot of you want to see things, um and so if you guys hate spoilers, I'm just gonna give you few warnings, because while I'm doing this recap, I'm giving you a bunch of what's going on throughout the show. So if you don't like spoilers, or just um uh don't want to know what's gonna happen and wanna see it on your own, I highly suggest you to, one, uh change to another thing, um leave the room, or put me on mute. So those are the choices you have, but I'm trying to make a, a whole recap of the series for you guys. So at the end, um Jennifer has set up the plans that she had with Tiffany has set up the planning motion that she and Charles Ray had, where they would lead an army of Chuckies and just create a whole new level of chaos. Not one, but an entire army this time. So so by the last episode, and by the way, guys, each season contains about 8 episodes. Um, I think it's an hour, 2 hours long episodes. I don't have lost count, but yeah, each season contains around 8 to 10 episodes, most likely eight. It was set up like that by Don Mancini, and if um you guys didn't know this show takes you back into the origins of uh, Charles Lee Ray before he became Chucky. That's why you see a lot of back flashes of him being a kid. So anyway, by the end of the season, Tiffany was going to donate about 45 that good guy, but every doll was already had a bit of Charles Lee Ray, so they were already set up to um, cause trouble already. They were set up, so at that point, Andy um, jumps into the van and well, they were driving the van uh, with all the um, guys. There's a noise going on, and one of the good guys like, yeah, wait, what's it?" They're just talking about their little things, like uh, um, just talking to each other, and it's funny when they talk about each other. So I mean, anyway, so Andy, a hold of them, gets the truck and drives it off a cliff. At that point, everybody thinks Andy's dead. So so I mean, that was the ending of season one. No, wait. Let me get back. Actually, when they presented the dolls to the mayor, the mayor who's a she, the mother of one of the main character friends. Well, they weren't quite friends, but they become friends. Um, she has donated the good guys, and they were going to be spread out to kids in, I believe, in churches, if I'm not mistaken, or I might be mistaken. It's been a while since, but that was when Jennifer. It's because Jennifer made that donation, and um, that's the way she set the plan in motion, and that was actually the ending where they were going to be delivered. So, on the beginning of the second season, we have getting onto the van. He manages to get in, and he decides to drive off the truck with all the dolls of the cliff. So he knew that was probably his end, along with all the dolls. He would take them out with him, but for some reason that didn't happen as he thought it would, because he doesn't disappear till later on, where he's captured by I don't know if it was one of the dolls, or it was Tiffany, and um yeah. Anyway, later on the kids find Andy. It's all messed up. He's been captured, so the kids save him. And I think it was the main character and the other guy who happened to be his boyfriend. Okay, let me go back on this, guys. Now, there's one thing. The way this was set up, and it was when Don Mancini did this. He even mentioned talked about the story and how each character was, and of course, he was open to everybody, and also he he talked about bringing back two of his most favorite, or one of his most favorite characters, and that was um, I can get remember the name right now. His multi um uh, his kid. Yeah, I mean Chucky's kid. Um uh, okay, Glenda. Now I remembered. So he's at one point we were expecting to see both of them, but it was different from the movie. Give me a second. It was different, and it was kind of a shocker seeing it the other way around, because we both knew Glenda was a multi-personality doll, and they were separated as babies at the end of sort of Chucky. And we also know that Glenda looked like she would take off after Charles Lee Ray. By the way, she did look creepy at the end of sort of Chucky. Len, on the other hand, he was just a normal boy. He just felt bad because, of course, because Chucky was his dad. So though they didn't see eye to eye, especially after what happened at the hospital, he kind of felt bad, and he was hoping that the relationship would have been better. He does still love him regardless of what. But going back to the series though, and this was a shocker. So we see aka Glenda, but the thing is, in the show, they appear as two girls, of course, because at that time they were trying to decide whether he was a boy or a female. It was different on the show. They decide that it would be two girls, one playing Glenn, one playing Glenda. One should be like what she was, almost not as almost like um Chucky was, but at the same level. And of course, you get that commerce side of her. So, and there were some things involving the whole mystery about the couple murders that happened during um the time of Seed of Chucky. So one of the shocking parts of season two was that Glenn and Glenda decided to become the doll uh, that was known as Shedface on um, set of Chucky. So to that, also Jennifer decided to go and became Tiffany doll, the Tiffany doll, because of something going on, and Jennifer was being told by the cops because they already knew what was going on. So that at the hospital, and I believe that was the closing of season 2, if I remember correctly. So, guys, I know a lot of people throw in predictions of what's gonna be the outcome. Right now, I don't really have a prediction. I All I could tell you guys, if there's a season 3, and the reason why I'm saying if is because at some point in season 2, um, both and something happened where Andy and Kyle left because they thought everything was over, but there was more to that. So uh, I'm not one to make predictions, but maybe what's gonna happen, because they'll probably realize that everything wasn't over because of the fact that Jennifer and now or Tiffany and um uh oh, I lost the names again. Glenn, aka Glenda, will do their little skins now as dolls in order to avoid the cops. So I don't know whether we'll see whether we'll see Andy Barkley and Kyle returning again because they already left. But I something tells me that they might realize that something was quite awkward and that they'll have to go back. As for the kids, um, I'm not sure what the fate of the kids are gonna be at this point because they were thrown into the same school that uh, Charlie Ray studied, and if you've seen up to season 2 where they go there, um, yeah, they're not having a good time. And what's worse, there were a couple Chuckies. There's one. The I'm not kidding you. There was a buff Chucky. I don't know how that happened. We could call it the Chuckinator. Oh, I'm not kidding you. He didn't have the body of G.I. Joe, but he got the body of Arnold. He didn't have the body of G.I. Joe, but he had the body of Arnold. Then there was another one, the bald Chucky. God, what happened to his hair? I mean, but they were different Chuckies. There was like I still remember the main Chucky is the head Andy kept on his cabin. And boy, he did torture the living heck out of it. I mean, he enjoyed torturing that thing. But, and well, what's that saying? You cannot keep a good guy down. Yeah, I don't know if that's politically correct. Yes, actually, maybe it is because he kept on coming back every time. So, but the thing is, somebody had to revive him. That's the only reason. That's the only reason that you see Chucky. Somebody had to be dumb enough to revive him. I mean, yeah, there is a curse, but wouldn't you be surprised of how many times? And I mean, literally. Give me a second, guys. Come on, guys. He couldn't come back unless he was revived. Now, first he was burned to a crisp, and when he was put together, he shocked the living heck out of one of the good guy employees. Man, talking about freaking about shocking therapy. That guy had more than just he had a shocking experience. I mean, okay, so moving on. He was blown to bits. Uh uh okay, if he was blown up, did he revive? Oh yeah, I forgot. His blood ended up in the bath of melted wax. That's a logical question. I should have cut that one on. Okay. Then he was chopped up to pieces. Come on. His former girlfriend put them together, stitch them up together, and had to go through that voodoo mumbo jumbo that he just to transfer his soul onto people. And she found out it didn't work. Actually, it did work, but she thought it didn't. So he gets shot by a bullet. Let's see, sort of Chucky. How does he die? Okay, then he's chopped by his own son. Classic. Chopped away like chicken liver. And he's revived. Then he mysteriously appears. Sorry. Appears somewhere where he already knew the family. Then he gets. Actually, he didn't get killed. Thank God for that one. But on the other hand, the cop just got it again for the third time. Wait. for the second time. Sorry. Then there's Cult of Chucky. People Chuckies. Oh wait! I forgot one. Remember, Alex Vincent had his head locked up on a safe. That was the original Chucky, and he and here's the thing: there were multiple Chuckies. He sent one. Jennifer sent one. The one that Andy sent, which was the short-haired Chucky, which was hilarious to me. And yeah, one that replaced his arm for a drill. Then the short-haired one. I'll never forget this, guys. I'll never forget this. And I mean, so I'm watching Cult of Chucky, and there's all the three Chuckies that were sent talking together, and they were discussing who would get Andy Berkeley at the end. Once the one that was semi-normal goes like, "Look, just go. I'll take her. I'll go. You guys stay. I'll take care of Andy." And the other guy's like, "Wait a second. Look what happened to me." And then the other guy's like, "Yeah, but you got to suck anyway." And then the short guy goes, "Well, look at me." And the other two look at him like, "Oh shoot, no, you go, knock yourself out." So he goes and tries to get Andy, and of course, Andy has had placed a gun on him prior to that. So at the end, he gets and he tries to escape the room where he was, but Nika, now being possessed by Charles Lee Ray, escapes and tells Andy that if he even shoots, he's gonna hit Nika. So he might kill him and Nika. So he decides to he couldn't do nothing, so he gets locked up. And then you get your other Chuckies later on. Yeah, the ones I'm just tripping on is the buff Chucky, the Terminator, that the friggin' Terminator of all Chuckies. Like I said, he doesn't have that body of Joe, but he has the body of Arnold. So yeah, I think they tried to pull a stunt there for some reason. I just remembered that thing where Jennifer said, "I wouldn't even marry you if you had the body of G.I. Joe." So I think they kind of pull a little prank there. But then there's the Bolt Chucky, the one they all call the Colonel. The heck is that guy? I mean, you know, just it's just funny. I mean, What will the third season be like? Guys, I cannot give you that information because I don't even know. But I'll try to do some research and I'll probably just see what I can dig, and I'll probably um put something up. But if you guys have anything you guys want to talk about, ideas, suggestions, yes, I'm doing challenges. But here's the thing. There's one I will never do again because of uh the strong pain that I had after a week, uh no, couple months after doing the max challenge, which was the entire bottle of the toxic waste sour candy. Yeah, that's one that I'm not doing anymore. There's another one that I'm considering bringing up later on, but again, it's into consideration right now for various reasons. But if you guys ask me to take a challenge, there's another thing. I'll do it as long as it doesn't involve being hurting others, or hurting myself. That's the only rule for these challenges. That's something to think about. But anyway, if I do find out more, what's more to come on Chucky, I'll see that I can give you a quick update here from time to time, and or any other shows that you might be interested. I will be also focusing on Cobra Kai, which sadly enough is winding up already. Season 6 is its last season, so um, I'll also look into that. But Cobra Kai, that's a separate another talk for another time, maybe later on. Who knows? So right now, I'm just gonna go, and this was just a recap of the entire seasons 1 and 2. Uh, I should have done a recap of the movies, but you guys get the idea. So yeah, it was mostly a recap from seasons 1 and 2 of Chucky, the TV show. And I just found out that it might be coming around soon, probably uh between August or Halloween. That's a bit I know. I'm not sure on that yet, but I'm looking forward to it because I wanna know what's gonna happen to our heroes now, and what's gonna happen now that if Andy and Kyle stepped out of the picture, how the story is gonna go. But I do have a funny feeling our heroes are gonna, once again, they're gonna be involved, and once again hell's gonna break loose with Chucky and his gang. So that's something to look forward to, guys. And if you're a Chucky fan, hey, I am. I'm extremely and not just a Chucky fan, but I love scary movies. So um, I'll probably I'm not gonna mention, but I'll be talking about another of our all-time favorite horror film uh, characters. That's coming soon. So till then, um, I'll see what's going on, and I'll keep in touch with you guys. And for now, this is Leon signing off. Remember, take care of yourselves. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And of course, till then, this is Leon signing off, and peace out.